Hey guys, it's Sarah. Alright, before I start this video, I would just like to say thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Feels great being 20. I got a bunch of cards, my friends threw me a surprise birthday party, and I got a $50 Starbucks gift card. And no, I'm not trying to brag, I'm not doing a haul, that's not what I'm about. But I'm just trying to show you how basic I am, if it wasn't obvious already. But yeah, I'm just, really happy. But anyway, this video is not about my birthday, not about Starbucks. This video is about One Direction. So without further ado, here's the latest news that's been happening in the past couple days. Okay, so usually I start my topics out with Harry, but today we're starting with a Louie topic, and this one you guys are gonna like. So basically, Louie was spotted at a gay bar, and this is not the first time this has happened. Saw Louis Tomlinson in a parking lot last night and ran away, LOL. And here is a picture of Louie. And this was the name of the bar, and it's called The Abbey. And I think Harry Styles has been here many times as well. This says world famous gay bar, restaurant, and nightclub in the heart of West Hollywood. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, West Hollywood is basically the gayborhood. Basically where Harry Styles lives. And also here is a picture outside the gay club, so it's obviously a gay club. And yeah, I understand you don't have to be gay to go to a gay club, but we're talking about Louis Tomlinson here. Louis Straight Tomlinson. I mean, out of all clubs he could have gone to, he went to a gay club. And then after that, he tweets, "Have a good day." Now listen, I don't want to say this is shade or anything. He's probably just wishing people a good day. But it's funny how after we found out about this, he goes on Twitter and he's like, "Have a good day." I think he was on the whole time and he saw us speculating. Do you guys remember in my last video I was talking about a secret relationship and how Louis might have been talking about Harry? There was an audio that got sent to me on Tumblr. It's life-changing. Well, in my last video, I thought it was fake. I thought it was like vocal manipulation and people spliced up the clips. But in reality, the audio was real. It was said by Louis Tomlinson, but he was not talking about Harry Styles. He was talking about Mary Byrne. The interviewer says, "Can you tell us some backstage secrets?" And Louis says, I can admit that I've been having a secret relationship with Mary Byrne. Now, if you guys listen to the audio again, you can now put it into some context.
I can admit that I've been having a secret relationship with...
And if you guys don't know who Mary Byrne is, she auditioned for X Factor the same year One Direction did, 2010, and Harry and Louis hung out with her. There's also a video of that. I think she was very close to the boys. She was like a friend. But I love how Louis Tomlinson said this because Mary Byrne is 57 years old, so obviously it was a joke. And also, if you guys remember back to X Factor, Harry and Louis both said that they wanted to date Mary in the house. They were talking about Mary Byrne.
Who would we most like to date in the house?
Go on.
I don't want to say mine yet.
Mine would probably be Mary.
Let you feel
Mary.
Yeah. She's mine.
Yeah, but we had that thing going on, remember? You know, the other night when she like invited.
She's mine!
So it's funny how years later, Louis brings up Mary Byrne again and talks about a secret relationship. So yeah, even though this was not about Harry Styles, which I didn't believe in the first place, it's funny how this was the person he was talking about. Okay, so we all know Sam Smith, right?
I'm way too good at goodbye.
Hopefully you said yes. And we all know that guy from 13 Reasons Why, right? Brandon Flynn, aka Justin on 13 Reasons Why. Well, here's the thing. Brandon Flynn, who is dating Sam Smith, first of all, he followed Harry and Louis, and he also liked that rainbow picture on Harry Styles' Instagram. So here's some proof. If you go to Brandon Flynn's following, you can see that he follows Louis and Harry. And to be honest, guys, he could have followed Louis a long time ago. I have no idea, but I think we would have known if he followed Harry Styles before, so I think this is new. I think he just followed Harry Styles after liking his rainbow picture. So guys, no, this does not mean anything. This doesn't necessarily confirm anything, but just the fact that Brandon Flynn is gay and he's dating Sam Smith, and then he goes and follows Harry and he's following Louis and he likes Harry's rainbow picture. I just think that's cool. Yes, you guessed it, Dan Wattpad, also formerly known as Dan Dickface. So if you guys are new to my channel, or if you're new to the One Direction fandom in general, we don't like Dan Wattpad, or Dan Wooton. I'm not going to explain the reasons why, but I'm sure Brandon Flynn can give you 13 reasons why. Sorry, had to do that. But anyway, Dan Dickface revealed something on Twitter that is so important. So this says, Dan Wooton admitted his interviews are not approved by the person he interviews or their teams. This is very important. Why not just don't do interviews with them if you don't like the terms they ask? And he says, I don't accept the interview if copy approval is the terms. I'm making that clear today. My interviews are not approved. And this says, wow, this is crazy. What do you say, Dan Wooton, when they ask? And Dan says, I say no and point to all the major stars who trust me with interviews. And as you guys can see by this picture, these are the celebs who do ask for copy approval, and these are the celebs who don't ask for copy approval. And look who's down at the bottom, Harry frickin' Styles. Okay, so basically I was a bit confused as to what all this means, so I looked up what a copy approval is and what does it mean in terms of celebrities and interviews. And I found this article. So this says, interviewers should be aware that if they make explicit promises to interviewees, example, with respect to how they will be portrayed or how the interviews will be used, the interviewers and or their employers may be held liable for breach of contract or on a related legal theory if those promises are not kept. When taping your interviews, to get a statement from your interviewee on the tape that the interviewee is okay with your taping his or her words. So basically that article was about the rights of the writers and copyright and all of that. Like kind of setting the rules from the beginning, like a verbal contract, which I think is very important when it comes to interviewing somebody. So guys, copy approval protects your brand image. And if Harry is not asking for a copy approval, his brand image might not be protected as much when it's with Dan Wooton. That's what I gathered from all this. I know it can be hard to understand, that's why I had to look it up. So that's very interesting that Dan Wooton would say that on Twitter and have everybody know. You would think he'd like delete it after, you know? Because this could like potentially ruin his business, right? Like if he says this, would people still want to do interviews with him? Aren't people gonna question more now about this? I mean, like he literally said his interviews are not approved. This is probably why I've always found his interviews to be bullshit, and that's why I don't like him.
What your view is on these people who are obsessed by a Larry conspiracy?
I've never actually been asked about it directly.
Gee, he thinks two men should just be friends.
Like, this is all coming full circle now. Again, if you still don't understand any of this, I suggest you ask down below, because I'm sure other people know more than I do, and they can explain it to you. Do not trust the media. Okay, now the time has come. Harry Styles' Boston concert. Now, I know it's been a few days since he's performed in Boston, and now tonight he's going to be performing in Toronto, Canada. So excited, he's right above me. And it's cool, because there's like never any drama happening in Canada. So anyway, I'm going to show you a few clips and pictures from the show, because, as always, it's iconic. The day that we don't see a rainbow flag at Harry Styles' concert, I'm gonna be surprised. I mean, people are bringing pride flags, trans flags, and also country flags. Harry just supports everybody, except if you're a hater.
If you're a meanie, he won't like you.
But guys, speaking of Harry Styles songs, it's been said that Kiwi is going to be the next single. Like, I can't. First, when I heard Two Ghosts was becoming a single, I died. It's truly a masterpiece. Like, I'm having your baby, it's none of your business. That line in itself deserves a Grammy. We should start Project Kiwi. With two ghosts beginning to fade at pop radio, Columbia is turning its attention to a new single from Harry Styles' debut solo album. It's a fan favorite track. According to the weekly Columbia pop radio newsletter, Kiwi will be Harry Styles' new radio single. Love that post, but how dare they say that Two Ghosts is fading in pop radio? Excuse me, she just came to the radio. She is still here. Do not discredit her. Okay, now before I end this video, I would just like to end this last topic by talking about Liam. There was an article that came out about Liam Payne and him describing how he went through mental health issues in One Direction. And to be honest, I think we all knew that the boys went through mental health issues because Zayn spoke out about it as well. But hearing Liam talk about this more in depth really sparked my attention and I wanted to bring it up. So this headline says, Liam Payne says he struggled with drinking and mental health issues while in One Direction. He says, we couldn't go anywhere, it was just gig to hotel, gig to hotel. Now obviously I'm not going to read this whole article, but I'll just read parts of it. So first Liam states that when something was going wrong, he'd be the one to take the phone call. Liam said when he first came into One Direction, he literally thought, fuck me, I don't know how to do it. Liam says one of the problems was that we never stopped to celebrate what we've done. It got to the point where success was so fluid, I don't even know what happened to our songs, we just sang them. Liam says I wasn't happy, I went through a real drinking stage, and sometimes you take things too far. It says Liam's drinking caused his weight to fluctuate, which made him a target for hate from fans. Liam also says you couldn't sleep because they'd still be outside. People were speaking to me about mental health and music the other day, and that's a big issue. Sometimes you just need some sun or a walk. See guys, that's what I'm saying. From our point of view, we see a certain version of One Direction, but from their point of view, it's completely different. We're only seeing it from our lens. If we really dug deeper, there's a lot to the music industry. It's really dark, and especially if you're really famous like One Direction, it's probably darker. Like, mental health is not something to joke about. It's very serious and it affects a lot of people today, and I think it's very important to bring more awareness to it, because this just proves even more that a lot of stuff happens behind the scenes, and no matter how many times One Direction tell you, we're fine, nobody controls us, whatever, it's a lie. That is media training. Funny how when the boys were in a band, they made it seem like peaches and cream and they couldn't say anything, but now that they're solo and out of the band, see how much stuff they're revealing? Which almost makes me think that someday we will know more about Larry Stylinson. Anyway guys, that's all I'm going to talk about today. Hopefully you guys understood everything. And like always, I make a new video whenever I want, so like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description, and I will see you guys later. Bye.